Hi, hello, welcome to VHDL Basics. Today we are going to see about serial to parallel conversion in verilogHDL. For that, we need to know what is shift register. Shift register is used to store and shift the digital data. It is composed of series of flip-flop which are connected in such a way output of the first flip-flop will be assigned to the input of the next flip-flop. The data will be shifted through register by applying the clock of the flip-flop. So there are four type of shift register is there. First one is serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel out, parallel in, parallel out, parallel in, serial out. In this example, I am going to ask ChatGPT to write a serial in, parallel out code in Verilog HDL. And then once the ChatGPT generated the Verilog code, I am going to use that code and I am going to write the test bench for that particular code and I am going to simulate and I will show you the result of the uh, chat GPT code first and then see what we can improve on top of the chat GPT code. In this chat GPT code we have one syntax error. If you see line number 18, shift register value will be assigned to parallel out data which is not inside the always block. So if it is inside the always block, then we can declare that parallel out as a output reg in the line number 5. But here ChatGPT is using assign statement to assign the shift register value to parallel data. So we need to use parallel out as a wire. So we need to delete that reg in the line number 5. And then I am going to simulate this code and I am going to explain the waveform that if you see in this waveform, once the reset is deasserted, so after the 8 clock pulse, right, the serial data will be combined and it is giving the parallel data. So 0 1 0 1 0 1. So 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1. So 8 bit of serial data we have given that has been coming in the parallel data output 0 1 0 1. Here if you see we the wherever we are going to uh, interface this module with some other module, right, in that particular module will not know when to take the parallel out data, whether that is valid data contains or not, that particular uh, will not we don't have any indication for that. So here I am going to um, take one improvement on top of ChatGPT code. I'm going to implement the valid signal to identify the parallel data out is valid. Whenever the valid is going high, at that time the parallel data will be as proper parallel data. So if you see line number 10, I am having one shift cycle. So the shift cycle should be the width of the shift cycle should be greater than plus one of the shift register width, or if you take plus one of the parallel out width. So here 8 down to 0 I am using. So the whenever the reset is asserted, that shift cycle MSB bit should be assigned as 1 and remaining bits should be assigned as 0. I am clearing the shift register whenever the reset is asserted. If you see the line number 16, the else statement, the shift register is storing the serial in data whenever the clock rising is available. Also in the shift cycle also I am shifting that MSB bit inside the shift cycle. So whenever the shift cycle seventh bit is 1, at that time I am resetting the shift cycle again to LSB bit as 1. That is what I am doing in the line number 20. And then how to generate the valid signal. So if you see here, line number 24, the new always block I am introducing here. I'm valid and parallel out data we are going to assign inside the always block. So for that we need to declare valid and parallel out will be register. So line number 5 and 6 I am register. I'm using outreach valid and outreach parallel out data 8 bit. So if you see, whenever reset is asserted, I am clearing the valid as well as the parallel out data. Line number 28, if I'm going to check the shift cycle seventh bit, if that is 1, then I am assigning shift register value to parallel data, and also I am setting valid to 1. And then if the shift cycle seventh bit is not 1, then I am clearing the valid. Also I am keeping the parallel out data as previous data. Okay, that is what I am doing in line number 32. Parallel out data will be assigned to parallel out data itself. In valid, I am clearing the valid, so I am assigning 0 to valid bit actually. And then I am going to simulate this waveform and I am going to explain the valid functionality in the simulation result so that you can clearly understand what is the functionality of the valid. This is the if you see the waveform, every 8 clock pulse valid has been generated, and we can take the parallel out data whenever the valid is 1. So if you see here the serial in data in the code, if you check the MSB bit of the shift register will be serial in data. So the most recent serial in data will be available in the MSB bit of the parallel out data. So if you see G1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0, this is how it is. If you since the chat GPT generated the code like this, I am keeping as it is. If you want the most recent serial in data should be come in LSB bit, right? We can do that also. In the code, we need to change that one. That will reflect in the waveform as well. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel for more videos.